I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so we're making Director Krennic from Rogue One and Andor in Tab's Unit Creator. This is Great Rules Gaming, I'm Savage Lionel, and let's make Director Krennic. And here he is. Director Krennic's outfit is just so cool, so I'd love to replicate him. So, for the unit voice, I gave him the Shadow Walker with a lowered pitch. That's just right. Now for the clothes. I started with the Tab G Dad Hair 00. And the default color is already perfect. For the torso, I gave him the Ottoman Shirt 01. The pocket is perfect for his comlink, but the colors kind of blend together. I gave it all that complete, full-on white ISB color. This specific color. And for the belt part, I made it the second darkest shade of grey. Then, to lengthen out the sleeves, I gave him the Fantasy Evil Arm Guard 01 and made it that same full white ISB color. Then, I did the same with Neon Necklace 00 to make it so he had a full-on neck covering, like he does in the shows, the movies. I made it all white, just like the rest of the outfit so far. Then I gave him the Wilniel's Gloves 00, and I made them the darkest shade of grey. Now we move on to building my favorite part of his outfit, the cape. For the cape, I wanted to layer on two different parts, so I gave him first the Night Cape 00, which is the longest cape in the game, and I made it that same white color. You'll be seeing a lot of this color in this unit. But then because it wraps all the way back around the shoulders on both sides, I gave him the Medieval Cape 01. I made it that same color. For his DT-29 holster, I gave him the Wild West Belt 05. And then I made that the second darkest shade of grey as well. Now for his pants. I gave him the Medieval Pants 00, and I made it the second darkest shade of grey. And I used that specific shade of grey because I wanted to use the darkest shade of grey for the boots, and I wanted there to be a contrast. I gave him the World War Boots 02. And that's the look. Now for the weapons and abilities. I gave him the Luger, so that it would be as close as possible to the DT-29. All that I did was I changed the hilt color to being the darkest shade of metal. And for the specific blaster bolts that I wanted him to fire, I gave him the Bolt Shot from the Neon update. For the abilities, I gave him the Order Unit Stay. I think that when he has a squad of death troopers around him, he'll have them stay so that they can fire on the enemy. Then I gave him the Stiffy Fear. He is a very high-ranking ISB officer supervising the construction of the Death Star. Then I gave him the Taekwondo Kick for if anybody gets too close. The Projectile Block, I'm sure that he'd have some kind of protection on his outfit from blaster bolts. And then the Enrage. Krennic can get very angry very quickly. For the hit points, I gave him 2,500. He isn't a heavily armored death trooper, but he does have quite a lot of status, so I think it would be important for him to have high hit points. For the attack speed, I gave him 2.5 times. And then for the damage, 25 times. He is using a blaster. Now let's take a photo. Say cheese! And now let's test him out. Here he is, in some unidentified foreign planet. Krennic is flanked by 2 death troopers, the highest level, the strongest troopers in the Empire. And he has found a Jedi. But they have not seen the 12 rebel soldiers surrounded by them, but they've prepared for this moment. Coincidentally, they have 2 stormtroopers on either side, prepared for an ambush. Will they beat the Jedi Knight? Let's see. Ooh, the stormtroopers take some hits. Rebel soldiers come out of the fold, and Krennic is down, but he's enraged. He blocks the blaster projectiles. Come on, Krennic, you can do it. Okay, boom. He's knocked. Yes, they've taken down the Jedi. Charge! Take down the Director Krennic! This is our chance! Not much of a chance. This rebel soldier is hiding. Oh! Krennic is... He's dead. Well, he'll be revived by the paramedics later. I'm kind of cheating, but... Oh! And the stormtroopers are taken down. But it was a hefty price to pay. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is Savage Lion, signing out. Big victory.